Hi, Marc Dennis, and you're watching Lusobeat.com. First, thank you for the opportunity to talk to some of my fans and people who care anything about me. What keeps me writing is life. You know, I see life around me and it makes me want to, like some people want to talk about it, I want to sing about it. It's just one way of expressing myself. I was born in Professor. I was there until I was 13. It was very nice, very poor, up next to the mountains. You know, we didn't have much, but it was a very happy childhood. So I was very happy to have been born there and raised there. I didn't listen to too much music because we couldn't afford a radio or a record player at that time. We had to go to the neighbor's house to listen to music and to the local store to hear the soccer a lot on Sunday, but I was very much, I used to love the bands. You know, we had we had a marching band, and I tried to join. My mother unfortunately didn't let me because my father was in Bermuda and she didn't want me out at night, etc. But the other things was like carnivals and stuff. That's what I remember musically. It wasn't until I came here that I started listening to the popular music at the time. I don't know if I'm an influence. I consider myself one of the people, one of the immigrants that, you know, it's like I'm one of them. I never tried to be a singer that would go out of the local immigration, because if you notice the songs I sing about is about people about immigrants, the immigrant experience. So I don't know if I'm an inspiration. I know people, the immigrants are inspirations to me and to my songs, and those who appreciate it, well, I appreciate them. Well, I've gone there a few times to St. Michael's, to different places, and it's always great to go back home and planning for some. And the way they received us, it was very nice. They had, as you know, really good equipment, you know, and I think we did a really good show. I think people loved us, and we hope to do it again. You know, but it was a really nice experience going back to where you were born. When I was born, I was baptized Manuel de Ponte-Morta. And then when we first got into the music business, I had a manager, and his idea was to have us be a club band, a show band, and to have, I guess he thought that Manny Marta would not be a good stage name. So we at the time, actually, we were sitting at WPRI TV station, because he had a Portuguese show there on Sundays, and we were taping a show. And in a conversation, we started thinking about stage names to replace Manuel Mota, basically. And at that time, I was going to college, and my closest friend in college, his name was Marc. So that's the first name that came to my mind, because Marc can be both Portuguese and English. And then all we needed was a second name. So there was already a Marc Paul, there was other Marc, so we hit Dennis for no reason at all. It just sounded good. And then Marc Dennis stayed. And then later on, when I became a citizen, my legal name was changed to Manuel Marc Dennis Morta. So, there you go. I would say 30 years that we really were playing for money, like professionally, semi-professionally. And we've put out 13 albums so far, and we're working on our 14th. So 99% of the songs are written by me, but I'm not against singing anybody else's song if it's something that fits the project that I'm doing at the time and I like it, then I use it. Most of the times I feel comfortable singing stuff that I've lived through. So, but that's not to say that I won't record other people's songs if I like them. My favorite ones are the ballads, the love ballads. I think Saudade de Você is a great song in any country, any language. And I have others, but I would say that's I think it's one of my favorites. And we had just come back from the Azores where we did a few shows and met someone there, and then I had to come back and she stayed there, and I was very young at the time, and I guess love made me do it. So if you listen to the song, you basically know what the song's about. That was written before Saudade de Você, and that was written there about the same girl, actually. It was like we had done our shows and we were getting ready to come back, and then we had to part, and like at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when I went back to the hotel, and I was sitting by the villa there by the water in Porção, and I went to the hotel room and I woke up all the guys in the band. I said, I got a song, we have to do it now before I forget. And we wrote that one right there. So
that's the one with the great rock and roll solo on the guitar. Who played that?
Oh, that was Ray. He's the one that plays all my ballad leads. It has to be him because him and I connect very well in those things. I myself am never sure of what is going to happen. The fact is that I'm a very calm, quiet person until I get on stage and turn into Marc Dennis. From there on, it depends on the people that are there, and so you can never predict anything. I think I'm a very lively performer. I try to bring my songs alive so people can relate. But I don't go to the stage and say, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Shit just happens. Our first English album, when we got together, the very first name was Baby Blue. But the girls that we used to hang around in college at the time, they said, well, that sounds like Blue Babies, and they got a bad thing. So then when we did our first album, we thought since we came from the Azores and we were into this romantic thing where the Azores is what's left of Atlantis, then we decided that the name of the band should be Atlantis, and the album is Out of Atlantis. So Out of Atlantis we came, and then the name of the band stayed. And then because there was other Atlantis popping up all the time, we changed ours to a TY instead of TI, so that way we wouldn't have to change our name ever. So, and the name stayed. The members have changed through the years. People change their lives, and they move on. But I've always had good musicians. I don't have one bad memory of any musician that ever worked with me. I think any member of Atlantis, he's always ready to come back anytime that we need him. And so I'm glad that we always had that relationship in Atlantis. It was always a band that people got along and had fun. Never this huge pressure, you know. You know, we just try to enjoy ourselves. So, and that's Atlantis.